Hello, my name is Brian Hoas, and this is the process for my undergrad research animation. I wanted to create an animation based off my favorite video game, Halo. I created a rough script to just give me an idea of where to go. Then I created a very basic map structure just to give me an idea of where I wanted to place items. Once the basic work was out of the way, I created some weapons using Maya. Then I started character modeling. My first model was a dinosaur, which started off as a low-poly joke, but with some guidance from Daniel, I was able to make this into probably my favorite animation ever. After the dinosaur, I decided to create Spartans. I was able to create 3 Spartans using just one model that I created by creating 3 separate textures using ZBrush. After the characters, I created structures. I decided the map was going to be Colosseum based on the Roman Colosseum, so I gave everything a marble texture. After everything was created and rigged, I used Photoshop to create a lobby from the game Halo. I left every part as a separate layer so that I could add them all separately and animate them in Premiere Pro. I was able to get a few of my friends to voice act for me, and after several days of rendering out of Maya, I was able to finish my entire animation. In all, I used Maya, Photoshop, Premiere Pro, ZBrush, and Audacity. It was difficult and time-intensive, but totally worth it.
Hi, my name is Lee Kampshoff, and for my undergrad research project, I rebranded my current designer profile. As a digital arts and design student entering the field, a designer profile is a really high necessity. A designer profile is pretty much an online portfolio or website that advertises you and your work. In the graphic design field, a lot of work is freelance based, so you really need to be able to sell yourself in an efficient manner. A good designer profile is a key way of doing this. A good designer profile consists of a solid landing page that allows users to navigate your website with ease and no confusion. A collection of your best work, stuff that really shows off your talent, a good about page that lets people know who you are and what you do, and a page for them to reach out to you. And I knew this even back in high school, so I thought it would be good to start a professional-looking profile for college. So in 2017, I created a few online portfolios and eventually created a website to host those portfolios. My high school profile consisted of a minimalist look and contained just a few pages for my work to be displayed. The rest of it all linked to relevant sites, such as my social media pages, and at the time I did a Patreon and a Redbubble. The main page cycled my different collections of illustrations, making it a little confusing to navigate. It was also way too cluttered with way too many pieces. I figured the quantity was good at the time. I was wrong. I'd clearly bitten off way more than I could chew with the first profile, so it was kind of time for a change. And eventually, as the years went on in university, I obviously learned a lot of new skills and even expanded my horizon beyond what it was before. In high school, I'd only really focused my skills on digital illustration, but now I've become more adept in graphic design and photography as well, allowing for a much more expansive portfolio. My new undergrad profile consists of a similar minimalistic style to keep the focus on the art presented, but the content has been refined. It's now been categorized into my different skill sets: graphics, illustrations, and photography. I've kept my about and contact pages pretty similar as well, but removed some of the unnecessary pages like my Patreon and Redbubble, which I don't really moderate anymore. I've also kept some of the pages that link to my past projects as well that I like to support. And as for a final capstone for this video, I thought it would be interesting to demonstrate my skill progression through the years. So when I graduated high school in 2017, I created a fan art poster for Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which is a Nintendo game from 1991. I was so proud of my work, actually, that I printed it, and it was my guest sign-in sheet at my high school graduation party. So I thought, now that I'm approaching my college graduation, I would remake the poster from 2017 with my new skills in composition, color theory, and design. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you guys got an insight into my skills and how I've progressed over the years, as well as learning a little bit about a designer profile and what makes a good one. So thanks for watching.
Hello, my name is Ethan Hydorn, and I would like to talk to you about the development of Music Warrior. I took on this project mainly to develop my character design skills, as I want to be a character design artist, but I'm also a storyteller. Usually when I develop characters, I have to have a story to go along with it. Often when I'm drawing, I'm always thinking about who the character is, the setting, and what they do in the setting. So the story is always the foundation to a lot of my projects. Regardless of if I had a story to begin with, by the end I usually have one to go along with the design. I think my favorite part arguably has to be the designing of the characters. I had a lot of fun coming up with the looks, researching outfit designs and hairstyles, as well as the back and forth I did with my professor as he helped guide me towards an arguably better design than what I initially came up with. I'm also super proud of the scene I drew where Harper's transported into the plane of songs for the first time. I had fun with the lighting, and I also had fun designing the little side characters on the fly, since it was a room full of people, and how when I did put them in there, it helped me to come up with the idea of the people of songs being dwarf-sized and how Harper is like a giant to them. Designing the villain, Lord Ahidanya, was my biggest challenge. I'm not the best at designing animals or animal-like humanoids, so when it came to designing him, while it took 1 or 2 designs for Harper and Brio to be completed, I came up with at least 4 different looks for Ahidanya, and I even got pretty far with the second to last design. I was working on his turns, and I was drawing a scene with him in it, but then I found his design frustrated me more than anything, so I threw it out and was able to land on my current design. It was tough, but with the help of my professor and the feedback I got from my peers, I was able to overcome this challenge, and it gave me the much-needed experience of working with a tough design concept. I've always loved stories, whether it was from books or movies or TV shows or even video games. I always had a soft spot for a good story, and I often feel that no matter the style or how the character looks, if the story is good, the designs often shine through in a way that you can't really recreate. That's why, even though I'm looking to be a character designer, and even though I most likely will end up working on other people's stories, I'm very passionate about this field, as I want to help to make sure that their characters' stories shine through. Thank you.
For my undergraduate research, I basically wanted an excuse to get better at using ZBrush. I was told for this undergraduate research that it'd be a good idea to pick a medium and redesign the characters slightly. So I ended up doing Wizard of Oz. I started with the Tin Man. Moved on to Scarecrow. Then did Dorothy and Lion about the same time together. I ended up just collecting images and making mood boards to pull elements from. So when I was able to accurately design an element, I threw it on the character, and if it looked bad, I swapped. As this undergraduate research progressed, I felt I had a better time doing small edits without having to take long periods of time trying to get things in the right position. So overall, I feel like I was able to understand ZBrush a lot better through the course of this undergraduate research.
Welcome to Cyberology, Dakota State University's new podcast, where we'll be sharing and discussing all things cyber. I'm Jen Burris from the Marketing and Communications Department at DSU, and I'll be your host. Today, we'll be talking about cybercrime, which generally speaking is considered a criminal activity involving a computer, network, or network device. And I have a couple of experts here with me. I'm excited to welcome my illustrious co-host for the episode, Dr. Ashley Podorowski. Ashley is a woman of many accomplishments and almost as many titles at DSU. She is an associate dean in the Beacom College of Computer and Cyber Sciences, where she is also associate professor of digital forensics. She is the founding director of DigForce, a digital forensics lab that is a regional resource for law enforcement agencies and businesses who have been victimized by cyber criminals. She is also founder of CyberHer, a program with the mission of empowering, motivating, educating, and changing the perceptions of girls and women in cybersecurity. But that's not it. She's currently serving as interim vice president of research and economic development here. Ashley, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, that is a big list there as you're reading it. I am excited to be here today and talk about the work that Dr. Erica Combe is doing in the DigForce lab at Dakota State University.
Hi, my name is Corinne Ragamuk, and for my undergraduate research project, I redesigned a logo for Twin Valley Tire. Twin Valley Tire is an auto repair and tire shop located in Millbank, South Dakota, and I'm very familiar with this company since my dad has worked there for 23 years, and for as long as I can remember, this is what their company logo looked like. When I started working on this design, my first few sketches included different tires and tire treads, and I made a quick design experimenting how it looked like with different shapes, alongside Twin Valley Tire and TVT, just to get an idea of what I was trying to create. Nothing was really standing out with me with these ones, so I made one with only like a partial tire, and as I was working, I connected TVT together, and it kind of looked like the edge of a tire. And once I had this edge of the tire finished, everything started kind of falling together and into place, and here are the designs I came up with, messing around with the location of Twin Valley Tire and different colors. And then this is the one I ended up liking the most. Using this logo, I created some business card and other office supply mockups. I also went online and changed what their Facebook page would look like, changing what their previous profile picture looked like to the one with the new design, and changing what their header looked like so it felt more on brand.
We can run away from here, from everything that we hold dear. Will you take my hand now? You're the missing piece I found. There's no one else, no one around. A shining beacon leading me to freedom. I feel like I'm dreaming, dreaming. We can take our time, we've got forever. We were broken by design, but it's worth the effort. I won't leave you behind. Will you stay by my side? We can run away from here, from everything that we hold dear. We can run away from here, from everything that we hold dear.